Tejuri straight away. So this is what you have had to deal with for a larger part of the year, which is the crisis in Ukraine and how it's affected you. Give us a summary of what life has been for you, how you left Ukraine, and now that you're in Austria.
Okay, first off, I would love to say a very big thank you to Delta State Governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Otto Okowa, for his help and reaching out to us, the students, at this time of our need and in this situation. So leaving Ukraine actually was a horror for us. We left a day after the war because I personally am living in Kiev, and I'm living with my family. So we had a private ride, thinking that would have been helpful, but that was not helpful because, like, getting to the border, we spent 3 nights in the car, and in the car we actually had to turn off all the engine, all the lights had to be light out because the situation was really, really terrible. And there was a baby with us, less than 7 months old baby, that eventually got sick and got bronchitis from there. Crossing to Romania, we thought, okay, we are safe or we'll get better, but we were told we have 5 days to be in Romania. And at this point, everybody was in state of confusion. Even crossing the border, at first they were not letting Nigerians cross because they said our governor or our president didn't actually give them the go ahead or did not do the necessary things for us to cross. Then they eventually let us cross, and it was really, really not easy. We went trying to seek permission to stay in the country, and then they were asking us to go seek asylum. We even had to, at this point, leave Romania. At first, we went to Greece, and at this point, they were telling us that they can't let us enter into Greece because we are from third national country. And the baby with us had the Ukrainian passport, but they were telling us they can let the baby cross. And for us, they can't let us cross because we have our Nigerian passports. So they delayed us at the border of Greece for 6 hours. They eventually gave us a 15 days visa, telling us that we must leave the country 15 days. At this point, they were telling us even the visa they gave to us, after the 15 days elapsed, we have to go back to Nigeria. We can't go into any other European country. That was what was stamped on our passports. So it was really a terrible situation that we had to get a lawyer. We went to Austria, and Austria had their own racism towards us. They didn't want us to, at first, they were letting people stay, but at this point, they were like, we are not entitled to stay. So we fought with the lawyer. Took us more than 3 months. In fact, this is the 4th month I've been in Austria, and we're just getting the permission to stay in Austria. At this, we've not been working. We've just been in the camp, getting 6 euros per day from the governor, from the government of the country. So this has been my experience so far regarding this Ukraine war.
All right, can you share with us how you met with the FSN aid?
Okay, so I knew about this group through Madam Gladys. I have a contact, or she's in my contact list, so she was posting about the aid on our WhatsApp story. I contacted her personally, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I should join the group. I should fill some forms," and I quickly filled the form over 3-4 months ago, like when the war just started. So I filled the form. We were waiting. I kept asking her, "Oh, we should keep waiting," and that's I got to know about the FSN aid. Sorry.
I see that you're a student of psychology, and I'm sure this has greatly disrupted whatever plans you have. You've been on the move for a number of months now, and I barely heard you say anything about your studies, and I guess it's at the back seat now, but it does cross your mind too.
Yeah. in this situation, it's usually survival first. Thinking of how to survive, though the school kept contacting that we should continue the studies online. But I mean, I'm not in a stable environment. How do I focus on these studies? How do I follow up the studies? Yeah, I'm a master student of psychology, but at this point, uh, I'm looking for how to transfer into the Austrian university. At least that's where I am at the moment, and probably that could give me opportunity to stay longer in the country, because we actually don't know our fate after this 6 months, because it's less 6 months that is given to us to stay in the country. After this 6 months elapsed, we don't know what next for us.
There, I'll get to find out what's his or her name. What's your child's name?
I'm sorry?
Your baby's name?
Bogdan.
My regards.
My baby's name is Bogdan.
All right, my kind regards. We'll be
Thank
back
you.
with you in just a moment, and then we can speak more on how you intend to make your stay go beyond 6 months happen, and what FSNN has been able to do so far.
And I was going to ask you whether you're a master's student in psychology, if that in any way prepared you for what you had to go through, because I'll think that psychology, as a psychology major, if it has put you on a higher pedestal, Tejiri.
Well, nothing prepares you for war. Actually, this is my second. I was there. I did my medical studies in Ukraine. I was in Donetsk, where the first war actually started, and I summoned up courage. I went back to the country. The country is actually a good country, and of course, where it's cheaper compared to other European countries, compared to studying in Nigeria. And you can see what's now. They have to strike, and I can imagine not finishing my medicine at this point when I'm actually doing my master's. So yeah, nothing prepares us for war. No matter how psychologically fit we are, how knowledgeable we are, you just don't get prepared for this war. So I don't know if being a psychologist master actually prepared me for this, but we are strong. We are pulling through.
All right, I will get to blessing just. Let me stay with you, Nitejiri, as a mother and I want to believe a wife and a student, combining all of these in your present situation. How have you been able to cope? That's number one. Then number two, because you were in school in Ukraine, according to you, and you also mentioned that the schools are getting in touch with you, possibly for you to continue with the education virtually, most possibly. How do you intend to handle that, or how are you handling that at the same time?
Actually, I'm trying to get my transcript from the school. Like Ms. Blessing said, these people in some way are heartless. They tell you for you to get your transcripts, you have to write a letter that you are expelling yourself from the school, or if you have outstanding bills to pay, you must pay those bills before they give you your documents. And mind you, these people have original documents, and they are also with my original documents, they are with my first degree documents as well. So even if I want to work as a doctor, right, my certificate as a doctor is with the school, and my master certificate, I script. So it's really about to thinking of what to do. And for me, before I would want to expel myself from the school I'm in now, I would really want to gain an admission to a new school first, to be secure, to be sure like I have a means to continue my education. So that's the battle right now for me.
All right, so the other question, how are you combining motherhood, being a wife, and the students in this kind of situation? How are you coping?
It's really not be easy. Like Ms. Blessing said, I'm one of the beneficiaries of the funds state government gave to us. I want to also thank the FSNA for their their help, for everything they've really tried to do for us, the stranded students. It's really not been easy taking care of the home, taking care of the child, because the child needs milk. Child doesn't really care if you have funds or if there is anything in the house. At the point is hungry. So uh, and also I try to do manual jobs. I have a skill, I have a handwork where I make hair for people. So those are the little ways I try to come up with fun